dismissed. There is also from previous pretrials a Cobb's to the low end of the guidelines, I believe, on this matter, Your Honor. Mr. Spearman wishes to accept that offer today.
All right. So will he be pleading then to count one? Is that fine?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So hold on, Mr. Spearman. Find you on here again. All right. So, Mr. Spearman, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Spearman and Mr. Sneed, is that the correct recitation of the plea?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. So, Mr. Spearman, do you understand the plea offer is that you will plead to one count of assault of a prison employee, and then the other counts would be dismissed as well as your sub, and then the Cobb's agreement with the court and your attorney would that I would sentence you to the low end of the guidelines.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the maximum penalty for this offense could be up to 5 years in prison, but you understand, though, it also runs concurrent because the offense was committed while you were in the Michigan Department of Corrections. You realize you don't get any credit and it stacks on the sentence you're currently serving. Do you understand that?
Right.
Okay.
Your
All
Honor,
right.
Your Honor, it runs consecutive. You just said concurrent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It doesn't run concurrent. It runs consecutive. So it stacks. Right. Okay. Are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that she has given you?
Yes.
All right. And neither the prosecutor, the defendant, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed any other sentence than that. Is that correct, Ms. Underwood?
That's correct.
And Mr. Sneed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And is that correct as far as you're aware, Mr. Spearman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you are giving up rights that you would have had at a trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and to ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial, not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that, Mr. Spearman?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
No, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Spearman, how do you want to plead to the charge that on or about October 2nd of 2022 in Madison Township in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense of assault of a prison employee? Guilty or not guilty?
No contest.
So is it guilty or not guilty?
I say guilty, I guess.
Okay, so the plea agreement that was placed on the record was not a no contest plea, and the court can only.
So I gotta be guilty. Okay, guilty.
Well, and I'm just gonna explain to you why. So for me to take a no contest plea, there has to be civil liability or lack of memory. So the plea agreement that was placed on the record that you were pleading guilty. So is that your understanding you're pleading guilty?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so how do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
Okay. Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to this charge other than what was placed on the record?
No, ma'am.
All right, is the prosecutor, do you understand if I accept this plea, you'll be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea?
Right.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Ms. Underwood? Ms. Underwood
No, Your Honor.
and Mr. Sneed?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Spearman, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence will be?
She said between 12 and 14 months.
Okay, the minimum end of the low end of the guidelines?
Yeah.
Okay, and is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Spearman, on October 2nd of 2022, were you at Gus Harrison facility?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you agree that's located in Madison Township in the county of Lenawee?
Yes, ma'am.
And at that time, did you come in contact with a correction officer named Brady Kaufman?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you assault him in some way? Did you push him, pull him, stab him, kick him, punch him? Can you tell me what you did?
To Brady Kaufman, I actually did nothing but because he was standing outside of the shower. But to Christian Fisher, he was inside the shower when I spit inside the shower. So he may have got spit on, but Brady Kaufman was standing outside the shower, so it's impossible for him to get spit on.
Okay, so you're saying you did not assault him in any way?
No, I didn't. He was standing outside the shower. It's impossible for him to get spit on. But if I had to say I did for this plea, then I guess I will.
There was,
But
Hold on, did you assault another correction officer named Christian Fisher?
right, he was in there, so he could have got assaulted.
Okay, tell me what you did to Christian Fisher.
I spit in the shower cage where he could have got spit on. So I don't know if he got spit on or not because the Michigan State Police Department was supposed to come and swab me and take DNA and match it with the stuff that was on their clothes, but they didn't. So I mean,
Mr. Spearman, all right, if you don't want to take the plea, that's fine. We'll set this for jury trial. But for you to take the plea, you have to acknowledge that you did something. So you either spit on him or you didn't. And if you didn't, it's fine. We'll set this for jury trial.
Like I said, I don't know if I did, but he said I did, so I'm gonna take it as face value. I did.
All right, so you spit outside of the shower is what you're saying.
Yeah, but he said he got spit on, so I'm gonna take it as I did.
So answer my question. Did you spit outside of the shower where they were standing?
Where he was standing, yes.
Okay, and when you spit, you probably realized it was gonna land on him, right?
Right.
And would you agree that when you spit on him, he felt like he had been assaulted?
Right, yeah.
Mr. Sneed?
People are satisfied, and we would submit the plea may be better taken as to count 2 regarding employee Christian Fisher, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. So, Mr. Spearman, do you have any objection to me changing that guilty plea to the same count, but at count 2, which involved Christian Fisher?
Right.
Okay. So, Ms. Underwood, any objection to that plea
No,
being taken to
no
count 2?
objection, Your Honor.
All right. Has the court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Ms. Underwood?
It has.
Mr. Sneed?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his rights and he does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of them, either of them, except for the Cobb's agreement. I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. Mr. Spearman, where are you currently housed at?
Same place.
Oh, you're at Gus Harrison still? Okay.
Yes.
So I am going to set sentencing for March 22nd at 8:15 in the morning. So, Mr. Spearman, you do have the right to be present in person, but you can choose to appear via Zoom. It's up to you. So do you want to appear
I would
in
like to be
person?
in person. I would like to be in
Okay.
person.
All right, so I will set that in person. All right, so Mr. Spearman, someone from the Michigan Department of Corrections will be reaching out to you to prepare a pre-sentence investigation. When you meet with them, be truthful with them about your background, the events that occurred. They'll also look at your prior PSIs. They'll prepare a pre-sentence report. We will provide a copy to Ms. Underwood. So with everything going on, we struggle sometimes to get in and meet with people from Michigan Department of Corrections. Ms. Underwood's
Right.
really good about trying to meet with people in advance, but if she's not able to, she will have time to do it that morning, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll see you back on that day. Thank you, Mr. Spearman.
Okay, thank you.
All right, who do I have from the jail?
Davis.
Mr. Davis, okay. Hold on, let me find you.
Your Honor,
Oh, yes, Ms. Underwood.
do you by any chance have Brandon Brown for
Yeah.
an arraignment? I know Ms.
That's
Brown.
because she was in charge of me.
Hold on. Ms. Underwood, I have a Brandon Brown. Give me a minute, 1 minute, all right? So Davis, at the jail is yours. Can I take care of your jail one first, Rhonda?
Yep.
Can you text me the Zoom?
Yep, 1 sec.
All right, so in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus David James Davis, file number 23-21633FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Davis and Sarah's got her picture on. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf, I have Phoebe McClure appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time set for pretrial. Ms. Underwood, how do you want to proceed with Mr. Davis?
Could I just have 1 minute to speak with Mr. Davis? I think we have this resolved.
Okay, excellent. So I'm going to delete. Hold on. All right, I'm going to assign Joe Zoom and Rhonda Underwood to. There she is. All right, Mr. Davis, you're gonna get an invitation to join a breakout room. Go ahead and join that, all right?
That's right.
Rhonda, are you gonna need an amended information?
She's gone. All right,
Okay.
Mr. Murphy and Mr. Lambus. Where'd he go? Aaron Lambus, why don't you go ahead, Mr. Lambus, unmute your device and start your video.
Gotcha.
All right, awesome. All right, we are back on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Aaron Lambus. Mr. Murphy, how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Lambus wanted to come into my office before making a decision on the matter and view videos that we haven't had the opportunity to view. I was going to ask if we could maybe set this for another pretrial next week, or if that would fit the court's schedule, or if not, I would contact the court before the scheduled trial date. I do believe, though, I was texting Mr. Sneed. He has changed the offer. I think he wanted to place on the record what the prosecution is willing to offer at this point. But again, I think right now, if we could just either set for another pretrial or just continue the trial.
All right, Mr. Sneed, there's a new plea offer.
Your Honor, Mr. Murphy and I had discussed having the defendant plead guilty to an attempted interfering with a police investigation, which would be a 6-month misdemeanor and a penalty of fines and costs. In exchange,
Okay.
the people would dismiss the felony charge.
All right, so the defendant is charged with a 5-year felony, $5,000 fine, along with license suspension, probably for like up to 5 years. And we are set for trial on January 30th. So the plea offer is to a 6-month misdemeanor, fines and costs, no probation. So that's right, Mr. Sneed, fines and costs.
That's correct.
All right, with no probation. So that's a pretty good deal. So I'm going to set this over.
Whoa, wait. I was told resisting arrest was the deal.
Hey, yeah, it was changed. We're gonna talk again before the next date.
Okay.
We just didn't have time this morning to talk about it, Mr. Lambert, the change in the
Okay,
offer.
okay.
So.
Okay.
So I'm going to set this over to January 24 at 8:30 in the morning for a pretrial. If Mr. Lambus, make sure you get in right away if you can to see Mr. Murphy. Mr. Murphy, if he decides to avail himself of the plea, please let us know and we'll bring him in earlier so it's not taking, because our Wednesday dockets are crazy. So, all right.
Yes,
So
Your Honor,
Mr.
I'll phone the
Lambus,
court.
if I don't see you sooner, we will see you back next Wednesday at 8:30. Thank you.
Mr. Lambert, can you just call my office? and
Yeah, I'll
schedule
call
an
your-
appointment?
All right,
I got
call
ya.
his office, Mr. Lambus. Thank you. All right, Ms. Hennigan, I have Rodney Hill.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's get Mr. Hill in. I think I only have you on one this morning, right, Mr. Glazier?
What's that?
I think I only have you on one thing this morning, and I've got him in my waiting room, so I'll take him next, okay?
Was Phoebe, isn't there a motion or something?
She's here on Zoom.
Oh, she is.
All right, this is Mr. Hill. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yep, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Rodney Lamont Hill. We have two files, file number 22-21189FH and 22-21190FH. I have, who's my prosecutor? I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people and Tamaris Hennigan appearing on behalf of Mr. Hill. This is the date and time scheduled for a probation violation hearing. Ms. Hennigan, how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, the underlying charges that are related to the allegation of probation violation are still working their way through the court system and were just recently issued on the 8th of this month. We would like to adjourn this out as my client's position is that he's not guilty.
How
And
far out would you like an adjournment?
perhaps 60 days, Your Honor. We are scheduled for a preliminary cause on this tomorrow in district court. Then it should be moving up to your court so we could get moving on it.
How about March 13? Would that be all right, Ms. Hennigan?
That would be fine, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Hill, I'm going to adjourn these out to March 13th at 8:30 in the morning. Because it's a probation violation, my office will prepare the notice of hearing. So Mr. Hill, you'll get that in the mail. And we will see you back on March 13th at 8:30 in the morning. If the matter in district court actually comes to circuit court, Ms. Hennigan, if you make the court aware of it, we can set that with any court dates that is. I'm not sure if it's a felony, but if it is, we can set this over to whatever court date that one receives, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. And Your
Thank you, Your
Honor,
Honor.
just so
Thank
that
you.
you know, I did receive the information from your office, Mr. Tate, and I'm preparing my appearance to send over now.
Okay, thank you. We're not gonna be doing him for a while, because like, I got a million people at the jail. All right, Mr. Glazier, you wanna come up to the podium? You have Greg Beaverson, right?
Yeah, I thought this was an actual hearing.
Yeah, Judge, did you want me upstairs for that one? I can come up.
That's fine.
Okay, I'll be right up.
All right, so, you have Rhonda Underwood, you're here to see a case. Mr. Dagomogosian, I have Brandon Brown, James Derby, and Kelly Cross. Any of those yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm on Joseph Knoblo.
Yeah, he's in jail. Are you done in front of Judge Olsaver?
I am. I'm not in a rush, so.
Okay, all right. Lost Mr. Daly. Okay. All right, Mr. Beaverson, it'll just be a couple minutes, okay?
Okay.
One second. Give me 1 second. You can come up, but just give me 1 second. Oh, you're leaving? Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna talk to her a second.
Okay. Hi, Kelly Cross. Can I ask what you're here on today?
This is for Dear Baker.
Okay, all right. Do you have Mr. Baker with you?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna change your screen name just for this hearing. It'll revert back to what it was when you disconnect. That way I don't lose him. So, hi, Mr. Baker. All right, and Mr. Baker.
Hi, how you doing now?
I'm good. Mr. Malaro's here today, right? Mr. Glazer?
Yeah, I saw him on Zoom.
All right, so Mr. Baker, Mr. Malaro is in front of the other judge right now. When he's done, he'll come back here. So it'll be a few minutes. I'm gonna put you in the waiting room, but I will make sure I take you first thing when Mr. Malaro gets here, okay? All right. All right, thank you. It'll just be a few minutes. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room. All right, so you ready?
Could we have a chance to talk to you next chambers?
You can talk to me up here. I'll turn the mic off.
It might take.
I don't have a long time to talk this morning because I've got a long docket. So I mean,
I can wait till the end of the day.
okay, my docket, yeah, it's fine, but I mean, it's gonna take more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I don't have time to do that right now. I can set it. I have an 11 o'clock. I can put this to the end. What time is it? It's 9:40. I can put this for like, oh, whatever, let's go. Come on. We'll go. All right, I'm gonna take a recess. We'll go back in the jury room.
So we go back through this way. Right?
Yep, just follow my bailiff. All right, Mr. Beaverson, just hang tight.
Okay.
But I can still, I mean, I can have someone do it. I think, was that Isaac?
You can follow me.
Okay. Let's go check out.
Thank you.
Could I please?
All right, This is Riley. She's an intern.
Riley. A lot of interns this week. Around the board.
I'm just gonna borrow your.
Oh, the microwave? Yeah, go on in. Yeah, go on in. If you push the one, I think it is, or the start, it's 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, whichever.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Go right ahead.
Rhonda, do you want to go over to Judge Olsaver real quick and take care of our other one while Judge is off the bench?
What?
Do you want to go over to Judge Olsaver and take care of Miss Page while the judge is taking the break?
Okay.
Okay. I'll see you over there.
To do that, though, she'll come back, but.
She's gonna be back, but let's do it.
Hmm?
You going?
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Beaverson, just wait a few minutes. Okay. All right, Mr. Davis, just bear with us for a moment, all right?
Ma'am.
Matt Murphy, Denver Warner, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ooh, John. Okay, all right, Mr. Murphy on Denver Warner. Let me look on my screen. I don't see him. So this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Denver James Warner. File number 2024-21676FH. I am Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Warner. And I have, Phoebe McClure appearing on behalf of the people. But Mr. Murphy, I do not have Mr. Warner.
Yes, Your Honor. At the probable cause conference down in district court, Mr. Warner was incarcerated. We waived, and I told him at the arraignment we're to address bond again in front of the new judge up here in circuit court. Obviously, if he's not incarcerated, he must have posted bond. I wasn't aware of that. I did call the number that we have on file this morning, left a message. We haven't heard from him. I'll just ask if we could set this to next week. I did have an anticipation of addressing one of the bond conditions as well.
All right. Well, he would have received jail paperwork with the notice of hearing today, so I am going to issue a bench warrant for his arrest for failure to appear, and I'll set bond in the amount of $15,000 in cash. Mr. Murphy, if you get a hold of him, just let the court know. I hold those for 48 hours.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is an aggravated domestic, so my concern is he's violating bond conditions. So we will.
I'm sorry, but that man's in my block right now. I know he's
in jail.
He's locked up. He's in the room right over by mine.
Okay, thank you. So Miss Adams, I'm gonna call the jail. No, you're good. You're good. He's not on the jail list. So
Been that he posted $500.
yeah, I don't know. Let's find out. He wasn't on my jail list, so.
I'm healthy.
Yeah, you're helpful. Thank you. Hi, this is Judge Anselone. So I was going to issue a bench warrant for a Denver Warner, but Mr. Davis very kindly told me that Mr. Warner is in custody, right?
Yes, ma'am. Let me double verify for you.
Yeah, because he wasn't on my jail list. That's why. So.
Yes, let me double check that for you. I know he was here with us last time, but this is our first day back.
Okay. Do we know where Mr. Glazier went?
I think he left.
Okay, so Mr. Beaverson, I met him back, and I think he misunderstood. So I met him back with Mr. Glazier and Miss McClure. And so we are meeting tomorrow at 10:15 because Mr. Glazier is going to run some sentencing guidelines. Miss McClure is going to run some sentencing guidelines. So if you would like to zoom back in tomorrow morning at 10:15, we will address this again, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Glazier can prepare the notice of hearing with your permission, Miss McClure.
Your Honor?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Warner is here with us.
Oh, okay, great. I'll probably want to see him next. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Am I free
Good
to
save
go?
there, Miss. Yep, you're all set, Mr. Beaverson.
Thank
You
you.
can go. All right, so. Okay. Your whiteout bench warrant.
Well. Can I ask for a new attorney, Miss Angela?
I'm just waiting for Miss Underwood, so she'll be back in 2 seconds.
Can I request to get a different attorney to represent me?
No, and I can't. Yeah. So, Mr. Davis, I can't talk about your case till the attorney gets back, all right?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna step off the bench for a second and I'll be right back. So everybody can take a bathroom break if they want.
Well, I guess no, I went and heated mine up.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give that note to Isaac.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think it was.
I think I'm gonna go back down,
Okay.
if we're not. pushing it down.
You know what, baby? I don't, that wasn't, it was the one who said, Rhonda, do you need amended information?
That's Davis. We
That's
haven't
on
done it
Davis.
yet.
Gotcha, that's the one
Yeah,
I.
I'm still, she's arguing with me over text, so.
Okay.
So I would have it ready if she would tell me. I'm waiting to do it until she
Yeah.
tells me, so.
I miss getting with you guys, other than on Zoom.
I know.
can see you then.
I know.
So how is Jack? Is he
He's
growing
good.
now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. My mom got him a TV for Christmas for his bedroom. He's obsessed. It's crazy.
He probably thinks that's pretty cool, though,
Yeah,
right?
I think he's a little young for it.
Yeah,
but-
your mom's doing well, though?
Yeah, she's doing
Good.
good. Yes, we're actually going out of town the rest of this week for her 50th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're going to
Oh.
Nashville this week.
Are you?
But it's supposed to be really cold.
Oh, gosh, so you're not even getting away in the heat, oh,
Yeah.
geez.
But I'm supposed to be off tomorrow, but it sounds like I gotta come in now for this fever or something.
Oh,
But yeah, we leave at noon, so it's not a
Oh, good,
huge deal.
that's
but-
good, good, well, have a good time, have
Thank
safe,
you.
tell your mom I said hi.
I will.
So fine.
Mrs. Spade, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, Miss Weiss, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Do you know if Ricky Bixler is on the docket today?
Yes, Miss Weiss, he is on the docket, and he's on for 8:30, we just haven't, he's at the jail, we haven't seen him yet.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm going to go get something from my office, I'll be right back.
Okay.
That guy's in my block too. Ricky Bixler. I'm not done. Better. You're going on your phone, woman.
Wait, you can't see him. Thank you.
stuff, so.
All rise.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, even you. Thank you, Mr. Davis. All right, you can have a seat. All right, I got Miss Underwood back. I got Mr. McCready. Okay, so let's get rolling. All right. All right, Miss Underwood, we are back on the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus David James Davis. So, Miss Underwood, how would you like to proceed on behalf of Mr. Davis?
Your Honor, I thought we had a plea bargain worked out. We do not. I would ask for another pretrial in probably 3 weeks, a month.
Okay, so Mr. Davis, and what's the plea agreement that was made, Miss Underwood? Miss Underwood, what's the plea offer?
Judge, the plea offer is to plead to a 2-year unlawful use of a motor vehicle and then a 1-year lying to a police officer. And there's restitution of $500.
All right. Is that a correct recitation of the plea, Miss Underwood?
I'm sorry?
Is that the plea offer as you understand it?
Well, we apparently my notes were in, as Ms. We have a dispute about that, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Davis, the plea offer is placed on the record by the prosecutor is a 2-year unlawful driving away of an automobile, which carries obviously a maximum penalty of up to 2 years in prison, most likely fines and costs or probation and jail term, not prison, and then a 1-year misdemeanor lying to a police officer, and there's restitution in the amount of $500. So that's the plea offer that was placed on the record, Mr. Davis. Your attorney is asking for an adjournment so that she can meet with you and discuss that. You also said you wanted to place something on the record. So, Mr. Davis?
I'm wondering because she first told me about this plea agreement. She said it was a 90-day misdemeanor for the second one, not a year, which doesn't really matter. A year is what I'm looking at facing. But the thing is that I know the victim works with my daughter and she knows that this wasn't done maliciously and she doesn't want me to have a felony on my record. So I'm trying to get it down to an attempted joyriding, a year max, where I can just serve a year and be done with everything and not have a felony on my record, since it's been 14 years since I had a felony.
So at this time, this is the plea offer that's been made by the prosecutor.
And I can say that 2-year unlawful use is a high court misdemeanor. I know we treat it as a felony here in circuit court, but it goes on his criminal history as a high court misdemeanor.
Which counts as a felony, but I will, hold on. A high court misdemeanor does show up as a felony for all work purposes and lien purposes. So,
Okay.
so, sir, I mean, I don't have, and neither does Miss Underwood, the authority to change that plea. Miss Underwood will talk to Miss McClure and maybe they can come to a different resolution, but she's asking for an adjournment. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Davis, I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to set this out to February 7th at 8:30 in the morning, and that should give everybody time to talk. So February 7 at 8:30 in the morning. All right, Mr. Davis?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Davis, before you leave, let me see who I have here. Could you let them know that I would like to see, could I see Joseph Canablo?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Miss Underwood doing the stipend order on that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Miss Underwood, you'll do the stipend order to adjourn.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so now I've got Brandon Brown. Mr. Millara and Mr. Baker will take care of him next.
Thank you, Judge.
Yep. Let's see. All right, let's get Mr. Brown's connecting to audio. Here we go. Mr. Brown, can you hear me? All right, Mr. Brown, I'm going to send you a request to unmute your device.
Can you hear me?
Yep, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry.
Not a problem. So this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brandon Allen Brown, file number 24. Oh my gosh, that's the first 24 file I've seen this year. 24-21679FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Brown, and I have Sarah Brenner appearing on behalf of the Attorney General's office. So, Ms. Underwood, this is the date and time set for arraignment in this matter. Do you waive the reading of the felony information?
We do, Your Honor. We acknowledge its receipt and the receipt of the witness list and request for discovery, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is the case which should go very smoothly. What we're requesting is that the court enter a not guilty plea on Mr. Brown's behalf. Mr. Brown has made major strides in paying off this complete thing, and we anticipate if you set a pretrial for, I believe, 60 days, Your Honor, this whole matter should be concluded with a disorderly plea once Mr. Brown has completed his.
So, Ms. Brenner, he is making payments?
He hasn't made a payment since October, Judge, so he does need to start making his current payments, and then he's got a balance of just over $4,000. That's where we're at.
Okay, so Mr. Brown,
Yes, Your Honor.
you're not in the worst shape I've ever seen anybody. So it sounds like you have an arrearage of about 4,000. Is that correct, Ms. Brenner?
That's
so
correct.
you must have posted bond and paid it down, but you need to show me that you make your monthly payment and pay down that arrearage. Now, income taxes are coming, and we probably got a holder on them. So if you've been working, we're going to snag those, and that'll help your arrearage. But you know, if you got to get a second job, do something and get this paid down. And I'm going to adjourn it out 60 days so that you show me you can do that. Now understand, if you've made a good effort in those 60 days, I can grant another adjournment. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to set this out to March 20 at 8:30 in the morning. And Ms. Underwood, because it's arraignment, my staff will do the notice of hearing, and I will enter a plea of not guilty on behalf of Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, you can pay in person cash, and you can pay online. I think we started taking credit cards, which is bad, but also good, I guess. So, Mr. Brown, when we come back on March 20, I want to see that you're knocking down the arrearage and making your monthly payments. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
I will do the stip in order.
No, it's an arraignment, so my staff does the
Oh,
notice.
That's correct.
All right. Do you have James Derby, Miss Underwood?
Your Honor, am I
Right.
free to go?
You are free to go. Miss
Thank you.
Underwood, I have Miss Denias. Are you ready for Miss Denias?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Denias, you want to come to the podium?
Oh,
All right, Miss Denias is here in person, Miss Underwood.
can I have a brief breakout with Ms. Denias?
Do you know
Or
how to
she
use
would like to
the,
wait till I come over.
you want her to come over and talk to you? She would prefer that you come over and talk to her. Rhonda, if you can come over and talk to her.
Yeah. When I come over and talk to Mr. Johnson.
Okay, she's been here since 8 o'clock. Are you coming over now?
Well, I have a bunch of cases, Your Honor, so I'm not sure I'll be over right now, but if, you know.
All right, so do you need to talk to her today?
Not really. I just figured it'd be nice to.
Are you getting another date, Miss Underwood? Are you getting another pre-trial, Miss Underwood?
We can do that. That's fine.
Well, I mean, were you going to plead her today or get a pre-trial date?
let's just get another pretrial.
Okay. In the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Cheyenne Nicole Denias, file number 2023-21547FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Ms. Denias and Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. Ms. Denias is here in person. Ms. Underwood or Ms. Adams, I'm going to need a notice of hearing for Ms. Denias. So, Ms. Denias, I'm going to need you to set up a time to talk to Ms. Underwood. All right. So you're going to have to call her office and set up a time to meet with her. And I'm just going to put this out to February 7th at 8:30 in the morning. And Ms. Adams, if I could have a notice of hearing, you can print it in here. I know you can't, never mind. So February 7th at 8:30 in the morning. So have a seat right behind you. Those chairs are hard to pull in and out. And then we'll bring you a notice of hearing, but then you have Miss Underwood's phone number? Yes. All right, why don't you call her today and set up a time to meet with her? Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so who do I have from the jail?
Joseph Knable.
Joseph Knobloch. All right, so Mr. Knobloch, that room has really bad audio. So I'm going to need you to scoot up closer for me and like sit up close to the microphone because otherwise I just don't pick up audio. So this is, it's okay. It's not your fault. It's us, but okay. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Joseph Richard Knobloch, file number 2024-21672FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people and Michael Dagger Margosian appearing on behalf of Mr. Knobloch. Mr. Dagger Margosian, how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, may I speak with Mr. Knobloch briefly?
Yep. So Mr. Knobloch, I'm gonna open up a breakout room and I'm going to she's right there. You and Mr. Dagger Margosian in the breakout room. So go ahead and join that breakout room. Yep, okay, so go through our merry list of people who haven't appeared today. So Mr. Malaro, I have Mr. Baker. Anybody represents, who represents Mr. Derby? Is that you, Rhonda? All right. Rhonda, you represent Mr. Derby?
Mr. Derby, yes.
Okay, so I've got Mr. Derby. Are you going to need a breakout room with him?
We're going to need a breakout.
Okay. Hold on. He's not connected to audio. Let me get him connected to audio. All right, so this is in the matter of people of the state of Michigan versus Darren Tashia Baker, file number 22-20898FH, 22-20899FH, and 22-20900FH. I have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Baker, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. So, Mr. Malaro, how would you like to proceed today on behalf of Mr. Baker?
How I would like to proceed is this matter is scheduled for jury trial January 30th of this year. And I was recently assigned to this file, and I've spoken to Mr. Sneed, and I've been in contact with Mr. Baker's group home where he's at and his case manager there. I also have a trial in Judge Olsaber's court that day where that person's in custody. So I was going to ask to adjourn the trial date. And in talking with Mr. Sneed, I think there's a good possibility this matter could be resolved short of a trial. So that is the request and the basis for my request.
All right. Mr. Derby, James Derby, I sent your request to join a breakout room. Go ahead and join that to talk to your attorney. All right, Mr. Sneed.
That's all accurate, Judge. I have no objection.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Baker, Mr. Malaro is your attorney now, and he has another jury trial scheduled the same day as yours where that person is in jail. So that person gets to go to trial first. Do you understand that, Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, and Mr. Malaro, have you had a chance? I know you just got this file. Have you yet met with Mr. Baker?
Your Honor, I have not. I was trying to find some time to go out there to see him. It's west of Kalamazoo or something.
Yep. Okay.
But we're working on it.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Baker, I will take your jury trial off, and then I am going to set a pretrial. How about February 28th, Mr. Malaro? That should give you plenty of time to get out there.
Yes, that'd be fine, Judge.
So I'm going to set another pretrial for February 28th at 8:30 in the morning. So Mr. Baker, you'll get a notice of hearing in the mail. Mr. Malaro, you'll do the stip in order to adjourn.
Yes, I'll do that then.
And then Mr. Malaro, do you need a breakout room with them to get the contact information, or do you have that?
I already have it, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. So Mr. Baker, Mr. Malaro is going to be reaching out to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Baker. You're all set.
And Judge, if I may, can I go back to Judge Olsaber's court?
Sure.
I have just two cases.
Okay. All right. Mr. Dagermer goes in. So you have Mr. Knobloch. So we are back on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Joseph Richard Knobloch. Mr. Dagermer goes in. Have you had time to speak with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. And how would you like to proceed today on behalf of Mr. Knobloch?
Your Honor, today we are ready to enter a plea on this case. The proposed plea is that Mr. Knobloch would be pleading guilty to count 2, and in exchange, count 1 would be dismissed. Additionally, Mr. Sneed and I had a discussion with you last week regarding